Okay, well, insanity is when a person is under a state of irrationality to where they do not know what's right or wrong. In modern days, insanity has two aspects, one of nature and nurture. Two films that we have experienced, Psycho and He Loves Me Not, represent those two aspects, Psycho being nurture and He Loves Me Not being nature. Today I'm going to interview a guy named Bernie, a guy who I met in Kids Helping Kids a couple weeks ago. My expectations on his answers are a bit high since he actually shared his life to me as we help those kids.
Okay, good morning. I'm Bernie Ragel, and I work for the Migrant Education Department.
Do you think that love can drive a person insane?
In some instances, if the individual is unstable mentally, probably could.
Do you think insanity is a sickness?
I believe it is. I believe it has been documented that it is a sickness.
While Bernie's answers were nice and simple, they were pretty straightforward, and I wasn't surprised on anything he said, although I did expect more from him.
So, my initial thoughts are that he's going to tell me that love actually can drive people insane just because to love, it's usually a very big thing in their life and they usually want it sometimes. And he's also going to tell me that the mentally ill cannot be held accountable for what they're doing, or also the insane, because they're not always upon par of how they're thinking. He's also going to tell me that people or the mentally ill are treated good by some and bad by others.
The old Stanislaus County Sheriff's Office. Been a deputy for 8 years. I'm the school resource officer.
Do you think that love can drive people insane?
No.
Why?
Because love is more of an emotion rather than a mental problem.
Okay, next question. Can people who are insane or mentally ill be held accountable for what they do?
For the most part, I would say it's a case-by-case basis. But if I had to give an overall answer, I would say no. Because if they're really mentally insane, they're not under the well-being of their mind. They can't make sound decisions like the rest of us. So I would say no.
My final thoughts, they were pretty much the same to what he had to say. With some difference, but the big difference between the first question, whether love actually can drive people insane, he answered no. And I understand where he's coming from because he gave good reason with that.
I interviewed Nico Owens on the questions of mental illness according to our film Psycho. I believe that he's going to answer about mental illness questions that, well, one, truthfully, but that he has a lot of meaning towards the mentally insane. He also has a cousin who's also mentally insane, so I believe he's going to answer with a lot of heart and emotion.
Okay, my interview is on Nico. Our topic, Nico, is mental illness and its effects on society. My first question is, do you think society treats or views the mentally ill?
Mentally ill, same way that we treat handicapped people. Sometimes look down on them like they're not normal. I mean, well, they obviously aren't, but we don't treat them as good as we should. We don't exactly do a lot to accommodate them, even though we say we do. But, I mean, it could be better. That's all I'm going to say. It could be better.
My final question is, can people who are mentally ill be held accountable for what they do or their actions?
I think they already are for the most part, especially within the criminal justice system. It depends on what they do, and if they're aware of their actions. Same thing as a child. They have to know the consequences of their actions. They have to know what they were doing was wrong, and if they don't have any of those elements, then you can't really charge them or hold them accountable because it's their fault. They need to be in control.
Okay, thank you, Nico, for your time.
You're welcome, man.
On filming my interview, I was right about the meaning of the questions. of mentally insane. I was very surprised at the love actually drive people insane question. He really put a lot of emotion into that. I think that that really took it to heart, because I think he's also dealing with a lot of love problems himself.
I'm going to interview my mom, and I think that she will say insanity is a sickness, and people who are insane should be held accountable for the crimes that they commit. Should it be the responsibility of society to provide health care for somebody who is mentally insane?
No, I think it's the person, either the parents or the legal guardian of that individual. It's up to them and their responsibility to take care of them in their mental state. It shouldn't be up to society and other people to take care of someone else's problems.
How do you think people treat the mentally ill?
It varies, depends on their crime and depends on what they're doing. Some people are very sympathetic to the mentally ill. I mean, they're in movies, they're on TV shows, and some live a normal, healthy life. And some take advantage of their situation and want freebies from society.
Okay, thank you.
ਪਹਿਲੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਆ ਪਿਆਰ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਗਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ?
ਨੋ
ਉਧਰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਕਹਿ।
ਨੋ
ਕਿਉਂ?
ਜਿੰਨਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਅਗਲਾ ਠੀਕ ਹੋਊਗਾ। ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਡ ਬਣਾਂਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਅਗਲਾ ਬੈਡ ਬਣਦਾ।
ਦੂਜੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਾਗਲਪਨ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਆ?
ਹੈ
ਪਾਗਲਪੁਣਾ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਆ?
ਪਾਗਲਪੁਣਾ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਤੇ ਕਈਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਆ, ਕਈਆਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ।
ਓਕੇ, ਪਰ ਦੂਜੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੰਦਾ ਪਾਗਲ ਆ, ਉਹ ਜੋ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਆ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਮਿਲਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਉਸ ਕੰਮ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਜਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਪਾਗਲ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਸਜ਼ਾ
ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ।
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਾਗਲ ਬੰਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਮਿਲਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ
ਮਿਲਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ।
ਤੇ ਉਹ ਪਰਸਨ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਆ, ਉਹ ਮੈਂਟਲ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਜਾਓਗੇ ਜਾਂ ਜੇਲ੍ਹ ਜਾਓਗੇ?
ਮੈਂਟਲ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ।
ਮੈਂਟਲ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ, ਓਕੇ।
ਜੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਬੈਡ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਜੇਲ੍ਹ ਵੀ ਜਾਣਗੇ।
Depends on the crime.
I was right. My mom did say that insanity is a sickness, and people who commit crimes should be held accountable for what they do, and people should not use insanity as an excuse for the crimes that they commit.